So I heard this line recently that said the most powerful thing you can have is a point of view, and it is so true. It made me think how everything is a cycle. So remember when physical media and the analog stuff used to be like treated and seen as inconvenient and clutter. So I remember my lolos and lolas homes filled with magazines and books and DVDs and CDs and even vinyls. How do you say that? And back then, people wanted something sleek and compact and portable. And we were all like looking to the future and excited about having our computer and TV and music right in the palm of our hands, cell phones and smartphones. So yeah, and now in the past couple of years, we've seen the demand or like people wanting to go back to the old times, like people ditching their smartphones and going for like flip phones or dumb phones as they call it. And other people stopped their subscriptions and instead they started buying physical copies of their favorite show so they don't have to subscribe anymore and they can rewatch Friends again and again. By the way, it's my first time filming in public. That's why I'm not looking at the camera because it is so awkward and people are like passing by. Anyway, so yeah, so we went from physical media being considered inconvenient and just like cluttering our homes, and then we wanted modern and digital and sleek and compact and convenience. And then once we had those, we wanted to go back to the old days. We wanted the clutter. We wanted like the nostalgia of it. We wanted the tactile feeling and like being able to see what we own and what we have instead of just like them being in the cloud. And we associate analog with warmth and with we associate analog with warmth and technology with coldness. But it doesn't stop there. So I started seeing the backlash against the analog trend, saying that it's just nostalgia or it's just consumerism drenched and dressed in nostalgia. And it's really interesting how we just go back and forth ideas, and nothing is new anymore. We just keep on reframing and renaming and rebranding stuff. Like, remember when junk journals were just called scrapbooking? And I can only imagine, like, in the next few years, we're gonna say something new, but we just actually mean junk journal and scrapbooking. The next is personal brands. So I remember back in college where when experts keep saying that in order to have a stable or thriving career, it will be imperative and important to have an online presence to build a personal brand. But we all know what happened. Like recently, people want to go offline. Like offline is the new signal of luxury, and people are tired. We have digital fatigue. We have like we're so sick of the AI slop. But then just recently, I also started seeing content, kind of like a backlash against the offline movement, saying that logging off is just giving up, like it's just a lazy way of dealing with problems, and we should instead like find ways to use the internet for good instead of just like hiding in a cabin and turning off our phones and not using internet again. So yeah, it's just a swing of the pendulum from both extremes, and I think that's why it's important to have our own point of view, because if we don't, we will just keep riding this like swing back and forth back and forth and pendulum between extremes, and we will get exhausted trying to keep up and stay on track with whatever is trending. What else? What else? Yeah, I guess that's just what I have, and I really feel uncomfortable here. So I feel like I'm just gonna record some of my other thoughts when I come home. So yeah, that's it. Bye.